Okay. Thank you. All right, so while we wait, first of all, thank you so much for coming out here. I want to identify who's standing here with me today. I'll start to my left. We have Bishop Althea Green. That's Green with an E on the end of it. She is the vice chair of the board representing District 2. And also with me, another board colleague, Mr. Charles Everett, representing District 6 on the school board. And Everett is E-V-E-R-E-T-T, Charles Everett. And then, of course, our legal counsel working with the board is Mr. Herman Morris. So, and I'm Michelle McKissick, M-I-C-G-L-O-E, M-C capital K-I-S-S-A-C-K, board chair, District 1.
We're live.
Thank you all so much for joining us this evening to have an overview of what just transpired during our special called meeting. We know that many of the media, you were there, you heard it, but I want to make sure that the public listening through the voices of SCS or MSCS at 88.5 and on Channel 19, and everyone in the public knows exactly what transpires. So I'm going to read a prepared statement, and then we will open it up for a few questions. So let's get started. The Memphis-Shelby County School Board of Education has hired former U.S. Attorney Ed Stanton to oversee the investigation into allegations of abuse of power and policy violations against Superintendent Dr. Joris Ray. To ensure the integrity of the process, the board's legal counsel recommended that the superintendent be placed on administrative leave with pay pending the outcome of his thorough investigation by the independent counsel. This is meant to ensure no undue pressure is placed on internal staff, and further, as a board, we feel keeping Superintendent Ray in place could perhaps hinder the investigation. We want to be focused on the families. We do not want any distractions. And that's why, as we move closer to the beginning of the school year, we would like to get this wrapped up as quickly as possible. That is our intent. To do this investigation as quickly as possible to provide answers to MSCS families, staff, and community members. We know that the students of Memphis-Shelby County Schools have worked so hard over the past year to make up losses that were attained during the pandemic. We announced some significant gains that we were back toward our pre-pandemic levels, and we have a great foundation in which to build upon. And that's what we as a district, as a school board, we're focused on. Having these students return to the 22-23 school year to be focused on academics. I will now open it up for questions.
Question here. Did Dr. Ray have any sexual relations with current school employees?
I cannot speak to any sort of allegations at this point. We are now officially and currently under review. We have our independent legal counsel, Mr. Ed Stanton, who will be looking into all allegations.
Laura Testino, Commercial Field. Who will be the acting superintendent during this investigation?
At this time, we have two deputy superintendents who are second in command for the school district. They have been overseeing the district for the last 3 years. Dr. John Barker, who just joined us, and Dr. Angela Whitelaw, who are very capable, along with the entire cabinet and all the administrators and staff within the school district who operate this school, do an excellent job on a day-to-day basis, and that will continue to lead this district in Superintendent Ray's absence.
Who will continue with the responsibilities specific to the superintendent?
As I said, Deputy Superintendents Dr. Angela Whitelaw and Dr. John Barker, who are the second in command, they will assume the responsibilities in Dr. Ray's absence.
Will the board continue?
I'd like to ask another reporter.
How long do you expect this investigation to last?
We do not want to put a specific time frame on this. We have spoken with Mr. Ed Stanton, who says that he will do a thorough investigation as quickly as he possibly can. We hope to get it wrapped up sooner rather than later, but I cannot give you a specific time at this point.
How much outside counsel costs? Where's the money coming from?
If I can get another reporter who hasn't asked a question.
24.
How long do you think it will be that the investigation will start? Does it start today, tomorrow?
Today is officially the start of the investigation. We announced our independent counsel, Mr. Ed Stanton, and so at that point, he will determine and dictate the cadence and the pacing of the investigation, but it is officially underway.
Tri-state defender, do you have a question? David?
Daily Memphian.
What is the district's policy on putting in employees on paper?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
The district's policy on putting employees on paper.
As our general counsel, Mr. Kenneth Walker, mentioned, that it is something that we have conducted in the past, and so we are following the policies. I would have to get back with you to get the specifics of that, but this is not setting any particular precedent. We have conducted paid leave in the past.
Dr. Sybil, tri-state defender. Dr. Sybil, tri-state defender.
Yes, I just wanted to know, you said you're not sure about how long the investigation is going to take, and you need to do a thorough job, but I thought the school year starts in 3 weeks.
That is correct.
Okay. Is it just implausible to believe that it might be wrapped up before the school year actually starts?
Anything is possible. You know, in terms of how long this investigation will take, of course, we want to get it done as quickly as possible. But I think what the public is most concerned about is making sure that we get it done and we get it done right. And so I don't want to put a time frame on that. I don't want to put constraints on Mr. Stanton. He has access to all that he needs to have access to within the district, and that's what we're going to be focusing on, not so much time. He knows time is of the essence, but we know that we need to focus on making sure we get all the questions asked and answered.
WMC 513.
Right here, 3M WMC. This is last week, Dr. Ray was under review. Now he's on paid administrative leave starting tomorrow. What was the reason for that tonight? Why did you go with the affirmative?
We decided to place Dr. Ray on paid administrative leave at the guidance of our legal counsel. As we got beyond the initial estimation when we announced that we would be launching a review, that at this time, in a week's time, as we just realized, as he gave us more counsel, that we would be best served for the district, for the community, just to have the investigation, the review go on unencumbered and without any sort of hint of impropriety by us as a board, as a district. And we want to make sure that we're being transparent about this process. And by doing that, having our legal counsel recommend to us that he take a leave of absence at this time.
Will the evaluation continue?
External review. Fox 13. Can you disclose the cost of that external review?
The cost of the review, I wish I could give you an exact number right now, but if you've ever dealt with legal counsel, until they get into the process, we don't know the exact cost. Of course, we want to try to keep the numbers, within reason, but this is a $2 billion organization, and it will be given the proper time that it needs to do an investigation, and we will not be rushed, but we do want to be expeditious about it.
Will the investigation include all of Ray's tenure?
Are you Channel 3?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Can you tell us where the funds are coming from?
I cannot provide specifics at this time, but we have money contingencies within our budget. As a large school district, there is always ongoing litigation on many different cases, and so therefore there is money in the budget to deal with litigation.
Will Ray's investigation include his entire tenure since 1997 at the school district?
The scope of the investigation, the review at this time, focuses on the allegations that were put forth in the resolution, of which I believe you all have a copy. And that is what our independent counsel will focus on, Mr. Ed Stanton. If there's something, any new developments, we will be keeping you abreast and apprised of what's taking place as best we can during this investigation as it warrants.
Will the board continue to
At this time, I appreciate all of your time and your questions. As more information comes forth, we'll be forthright in sharing it with you via a statement. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Will the board continue a performance evaluation of the superintendent during this review?
Or if you have any other questions, you can email either Alicia at KQ